Recording in progress. I'm going to start moving this. Good evening, everyone. Am I coming over? Good evening, everyone. If we could take our seats. Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. And good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Milton's City Hall and a warm greeting to our 2024 State of the City Address. It's a pleasure to have you all here as we come together to reflect on the milestones of this past year, envision our future course, and embrace the principles that guide us. Your presence is truly appreciated, both in terms of being here and being part of the journey with us. Tonight is a celebration of Milton's spirit. I'm Steve Krokoff, and I'm honored to serve as Milton's city manager. In this role, I have the privilege of working alongside exceptional individuals at City Hall, as well as dedicated teams in our police and fire rescue departments. Serving our hardworking and incredible supportive mayor and council is also my privilege. You'll hear from Mayor Jamison shortly. Before then, we'll have the presentation of the colors by our Milton Public Safety Honor Guard, consisting of members of our police and fire departments. They will lead the Pledge of Allegiance, and after that, we'll hear Jordan Thorne, a Milton High School alumni, and the first winner of Milton's Got Talent, the Milton's Got Talent competition run by our Milton's Art Council. I ask you all to please rise. Ready, halt. Face. And colors. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets wrecked there, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order. Colors. Face. O's. Colors. Wow, wasn't that fantastic? Can I get another round of applause for all? And please be seated. Before I introduce the mayor, I'd like to take a minute to thank some very important people and businesses that helped make tonight possible. That appreciation starts with two outstanding Milton residents who also lead exceptional real estate teams. Thank you, Reed Casey of the Reed Casey team and Jenny Doyle of the Jenny Doyle Group for your generous sponsorship of tonight's celebration. We'd also like to thank the Greater North Fulton Chamber of Commerce for their donation and service of the refreshments that you've enjoyed tonight. And finally, you've enjoyed a taste of Milton's fine restaurants and caterers. We've made a concentrated effort to get a real sampling of restaurants from around our community, and we all got to enjoy the products of that effort. Tonight's food was provided by Milton's Cuisine and Cocktails, who provided the appetizers, the charcuterie display, Bloom, who provided the donuts, Nothing Bundt Cakes, who provided the bundt cakes, and Alumni Cookie Dough, who provided the cookie bites. Can I get a round of applause for these fine Milton businesses? Well, it's that time of the night. Please allow me to introduce a man who really needs no introduction. He is the ever-working, ever-engaged leader who ensures that each day is just a bit more interesting than the last. Please allow me to introduce our mayor, Mayor Jameson.
Well, another year went by pretty fast. For all my other fellow mayors here, I did grow a little bit of gray hair. So, and I know some of you in the room are kind of like me that are probably wondering, how long is this guy going to talk? And it's going to be 35 minutes. I practiced a few times. So Holden, it's just like a Sunday morning, right? Sitting in church. Okay, well, good. Well, in all seriousness, I really want to say thank you, Steve, for the introduction. And a big thanks to you and your team for everything that you do for me, our council, and especially for all the great citizens of Milton. As I said before, one of the primary reasons I love to be Milton's mayor is because of the people who work here. Every day, I see our city employees work hard work initiative, and genuine care for our community. And in my opinion, you are the best of the best. This group is fortunate to be led by you, Steve, as well as Deputy City Manager Stacy Inglis and Bernadette Harville, and one of a kind, Tammy Lowett, who is our city clerk, who I trust and appreciate as much as anyone. Raise the bar for Milton, and then they help hurdle it time after time. We've also faced some real significant challenges over this past year. Some of these were personal, especially the much too soon passing of Jen Hartwig, the city's multimedia manager. After a long and courageous battle with cancer, a night like tonight was the element that Jen loved, bringing people together and capturing memories at our State of the City. She loved working with our first responders. She loved being out in the community, and she loved Team Milton. And we all miss her greatly. We face work-related challenges as well. Some things that we do are difficult and garner much attention, but they do so because they are important. And we tackle them well and find success because people in the trenches who do the work. Before we dive into that important work, I would like to thank my fellow council members. I'm honored to work alongside these dedicated leaders. Councilmember and Mayor Pro Tem Carol Cookerly, Councilmember Andrea Verhoff, Councilmember Juliet Johnson, Councilmember Jan Jacobus, and the newest members of council, Councilmember Doug Haney and Councilmember Phil Cranmer, who could not be with us tonight. Milton is a city that owes its continued success to years of commitment and dedication to ensuring that it remains a special place. From the birth of a new city to where we are today, we all owe a debt of gratitude to our former elected leaders. We have former council members Bert Hewitt and Joe Longoria here with us tonight. Thank you for all that you've done. We also have many other community leaders here with us tonight. These leaders, individually and collectively, help make Milton the wonderful place it is. And without their leadership and dedication, we might not be where we are today. Knowing that they are looking out for Milton at the county, state, and federal level provides us with additional resolve to take on tomorrow's challenges. We are honored to have our Fulton County Representative, Commissioner Bob Ellis, with us here tonight. In addition to being a Milton resident, Bob has been a longtime advocate for our area. We also have with us Fulton County Commissioner Khadija Abdur-Rahman from District 6. Thank you both for what you do for this county and the city of Milton. And in addition to these leaders, North Fulton cities enjoy a great working relationship with one another, which often leads to cost savings through cooperative efforts. We're honored to have here with us tonight 4 of the North Fulton mayors, and they are my friends. Mayor Gilvin from Alpharetta, Mayor Bradbury from Johns Creek, Mayor Wilson from the city of Roswell, and our newest mayor, Mayor Kolbrenner from Mountain Park. Thank you for coming. We're looking forward to having you. We can also get into trouble sometimes, okay? All right. So we are all grateful to have excellent working relationships with them and others in their cities. Those kinds of partnerships and synergies benefit everyone. As we move forward in 2024, we say goodbye and offer great thanks to our former Chief Judge, Judge Hansford, who has been with the city of Milton from the beginning. And this brings us to new beginnings. Recently, I had the honor of swearing in our new Chief Judge, Judge Carnicel, who is with us here tonight. Judge, thank you for taking on this important responsibility, and we look forward to your leadership. I also want to thank other leaders here tonight at the City Hall for their contributions to Milton and our region. Our excellent schools are another reason that so many people call Milton home. Here with us tonight, we have our school board representative, Lily Pazatek. Thank you. And the head of school at Kings Ridge, Ed Spurka, who is a longtime school leader in our area. I also want to thank our board and committee members in attendance, too. They sacrifice their time and provide expertise to ensure our city reflects the vision of our citizens. Here with us tonight, we have the chairs of the Park and Rec Advisory Board, Scott Stahusky, the Equestrian Committee, Tony Rich, the Design Review Board, Ken Warlick, the Board of Zoning Appeals, Adam Danella, and the Planning Commission, Kurt Nolte. Thank you all for what you do. And I would also like to thank everyone on staff who worked so hard to make tonight possible. Every year, this just gets better and better and better. I don't think I could do a larger stage. I think I'm good, kind of right here. But they have done a tremendous job. And that includes Emily Salerno, who did the real heavy lifting, Tammy Lowett, Susan Wilmoth, Tom McElveen, Thomas Rhodes, Matthew Graney, Michaela Burke, Jen Young, Oksana Solovey, and Greg Botello. And it takes a lot to plan and hold this event, and we are all grateful for your efforts. Last but certainly not least, I want to thank our citizens for all the projects, policies, and programs we discuss. It's people of Milton who more than anything make this community great. So our charge is constant improvement in the city of Milton for all 42,000 residents who call Milton home, all of them. And we do this by understanding what people love about Milton and what makes us unique. It's about how our city looks, how our city feels, how we operate, how we treat people, and what we're working towards. Keeping Milton Milton requires a determined, deliberate effort. It takes planning and it takes sound decision making. It's up to us to take control of Milton's future. all of us. And if we are smart, intentional, and collaborative, that future will be brighter than ever before. To do that, we need to understand who we are and where we are as a city. The fact is, the state of our city is stronger than ever, thanks in parts to our efforts and accomplishments this past year. We continue to be rock solid financially as a city, even after concerns about inflation and the broader economy. We adhere to budgets, mindful of every dollar that we spend. With our PAYGO system, which funds projects up front rather than borrowing, we save taxpayer dollars. And as we all know, interest rates mean paying more later and saddling us and our children with long-term debt. Finance Director Karen Ellis and her team play a significant role in ensuring we remain fiscally responsible. For 15 consecutive years, we've been awarded the Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. And for the last 5 years, we've been awarded other distinguished honors related to how we communicate our budget to our citizens. Karen has done a terrific job continuing a tradition of fiscal responsibility that was previously spearheaded by Stacy Inglis, our Deputy City Manager, and then Bernadette Harville, our other Deputy City Manager. Because of this sound fiscal management and long-term strategic budgeting, we've made great strides while reducing the millage rate for the second straight year in a row and just the third time in Milton's history. That is a big deal and something we're justifiably proud of. We are very proactive and successful in seeking grants that save our citizens money. $2 million in grants, for instance, will pay for major improvements at Milton City Park and Preserve. One is for new trails, habitat restoration, and stormwater fixes in the passive component. The other is for a reconfigured parking lot and more tennis courts in the active part, and we're not borrowing a penny for it. A big part of our strength is our community. It's our unwavering commitment to public safety. Our police and fire departments have become regional leaders for their innovative approaches to improving public safety outcomes. Our police department is critical to our city's success and is led by Chief Jason Griffin, the first police chief in Milton's history to be appointed from within. His ascension reflects, first and foremost, that Chief Griffin has the character, the qualifications, and the demeanor to excel in this role and lead our department in a manner that aligns with our citizens' needs and expectations. It's also a reflection of a conscious effort to put people like Chief Griffin in a position to succeed. Milton Police and the city in general have made it a priority to nurture, grow, and support employees so they have what it takes to step up. Succession plans are critical to ensuring continuity, not to mention they give us invaluable depth, and we need it. As Chief Griffin and his team continue to work at preventing and reducing crime, the first order of business is to have our positions staffed with the best and brightest officers. As you may know, attracting and retaining police officers has become quite a challenge. However, because of Milton's excellent reputation and innovative recruiting strategies developed in conjunction with our HR team, Nikki Graham, we seem to be bucking that trend. This past year, the Milton Police Department has increased the number of officer applicants by 200% over the previous year. And while creating a large applicant pool, it has also significantly reduced attrition rates, which means more officers on the street protecting our citizens. And that translates to a safer city. 2023 saw a 10% reduction in property crime over the previous year, and we're looking forward to more progress in 2024. Team did a great job getting me water, but I might need a towel in a second here. So we have another first in the Milton Police Department. Milton has its first school liaison officer, Officer Pinnell, which highlights the department's proactive, positive, and community-focused direction. He's inside Milton schools to improve coordination, facilitate communication, and most of all, foster healthy relationships. Can I get a warm thank you to Chief Griffin and the men and women of the Milton Police Department? There we go. Nice. Our fire rescue department plays an equally important role in our city's success. Under the leadership of Chief Gabe and Musa, their motto, dedicated to your family, is evident in everything that they do. For instance, Milton Fire Cares is a program that finds innovative ways to bring healthcare services directly to the people of our community, whether it's through house calls or training coaches on CPR. In addition to being a literal lifesaver, the program also saves taxpayer dollars. First, the Milton Fire Cares team is often deployed to certain types of calls, negating the need to dispatch expensive equipment and resources. Additionally, by providing frequent callers with the education and tools for preventive care, the program has dramatically reduced the number of calls for service, therefore reducing the cost, estimated to be almost $70,000 last year alone. In addition to looking out for their community, our fire rescue department knows that sometimes we need to rely on our community when crisis hits. The introduction of Pulse Point is a prime example of this strategy. Pulse Point is an innovative program that alerts anyone qualified and registered nearby to respond if there's a cardiac arrest when seconds matter. We're just one of a handful of cities in Georgia that offer this potentially life-saving service. And speaking of innovation, we recently rolled out our new crisis response unit. Qualified Milton police officers join paramedics in conducting follow-ups for those suffering from mental health issues. A proactive program like this improves the lives of our citizens, which can even avert tragedies for those in crisis. And finally, because we're committed to excellence, Milton Fire Rescue is on track to be among the 1% of nearly 30,000 fire departments nationwide to earn accreditation. How about a round of applause for Chief Gabe and Musa and the men and women of Milton Fire Department? Jen, you can pump it. You can pump the heat up. It's good. It's good. Kind of get a workout in. It's good. And speaking of public safety, I would be remiss if I didn't publicly thank the members of the Milton First Responders Foundation. Under the leadership of Brian Dolan, this group of selfless citizens has raised thousands, tens of thousands of dollars to assist our public safety personnel with equipment needs and sometimes even personal needs. Thank you, Brian, and all members of the Milton First Responders Foundation for your commitment to our first responders and our community. Community is also why we have put so much effort and had so much success in our events, which are run through our Parks and Recreation Department by Director Tom McElveen. We don't run these events for just a handful of people. Again, we're thinking about the entire community, and we're making those connections with our new and longtime residents. That's why we seem to shatter attendance records every time. Even a brand new event like Touch a Truck drew about 4,000 people and became an instant favorite with our community. They also want to have fun. We at Milton work hard at having fun. We strive to be innovative, creative, and just giving that little something extra at every opportunity. Our team is also committed to actively listening to our community when it comes to our parks and green spaces. We know the vast majority of citizens want more places to hike, enjoy nature, and play. We will soon finish our green print, which is a holistic strategy to determine the right mix of trails, conservation areas, and amenities for our green spaces. We are working to open up more of these passive green spaces to the public as soon as we can. At the same time, we recognize legitimate desires for more active park space for fields, courts, gyms, and the like. Thanks to the hard work and dedication of Tom McElveen and his team, we have seen a 15% increase in athletic registrations in 2023, and 2024 promises even more. Milton families are passionate about their sports, with several of our athletes playing at the highest levels. Many families are at sports venues every weekend, though sometimes those are outside Milton, because our need for active fields has grown with our community. To illustrate this growth, let me share with you some remarkable statistics. In the 5 years since 2018, our athletic program registration increased from roughly 2,500 registrations to approximately 5,500 registrations. Let me do the math for you. That's a 120% increase in registrations. That's 3,000 more participants on our fields and in our facilities. That's a whole bunch of Milton's children battling for active field space. I think it's time that our athletic programs have the room and time to practice so our children aren't crammed onto fields or playing late into the night when they should be home and in bed. I am frustrated, and I know you are too, and it's time that we take action. We're going to listen to our entire community as we plan the expansion of our current active field facilities to meet the needs of our families. We're going to move forward in 2024, and I anticipate significant progress when it comes to active parks. And as I discussed earlier, there will be upgrades soon at Milton City Park and Preserve. These future plans exemplify how being intentional, receptive, and proactive can move us forward. This once past its prime golf course could have become a sprawling neighborhood with numerous homes. Instead, it has become an oasis where many play, swim, jog, and hike, and they just simply enjoy nature. And it will only improve as we put our citizens first. You also saw our citizen first approach recently when we passed a comprehensive transportation plan. This plan, as well as the local road safety plan, was led by Sarah Leaders and her team. It will guide major improvements to our roads, sidewalks, and more for the next 5 years and make our roads safer and more friendly for our communities, for our commuters, students, pedestrians, and farm owners. "2023 was definitely a busy year for our public works team. They completed 9 large capital improvement projects that improved the quality of life for our citizens. Some of those included significant additions to our sidewalk and trail system, a new pedestrian crossing on Mayfield Road, the roundabout and improvements at Hopewell and Bethany Roads, and beautification projects like that at the Birdhouse. And that is where our senior citizens gather. In 2024, Public Works Director Sarah Leaders and her team will spearhead projects like the first pedestrian hybrid beacon across Crabapple Road, which is a significant safety improvement for those enjoying our downtown. Downtown Crabapple will see other multi-use opportunities for those riding bikes and driving PTVs. Additional safety measures will include new residential speed zones after hearing many safety concerns about speeding in our neighborhoods. This new initiative provides the tools needed by our police officers to effectively enforce the speed in the most challenging areas to do so. The Freemanville-Birmingham roundabout and a new mini roundabout on Bethany Bend should be completed this coming year as well. And that is part of our commitment to getting around Milton all that much safer, smoother, and more efficient. We all know we love our roundabouts in Milton. Our community development director, under Bob Yushimi, understands Milton's heritage as well as anyone. And they show it daily by incentivizing developers to create large lot developments of 3 acres or more, as well as instituting protections from high-density sprawl with urban growth boundaries. The community development team understands why people love Milton, and they continue their work to protect and preserve it. In fact, Travel and Leisure magazine has ranked Milton as the second best city in Georgia, lauding our city's well-built environment because of the intentional planning and community and economic development. And I was just on Facebook before, and a council member from Alpharetta shared the top 10 cities to live in Georgia, and it is just North Fulton, Johns Creek, Roswell, Milton, Alpharetta, Mountain Park. It is, I will tell you, when that happens, when you have like 5 of the North Fulton cities in all of Georgia as the best places to live, you know we're doing something right, and you have the best leaders to do that. So thank you all for your leadership. Every initiative, every service, every project we undertake is rooted in who we are, and we make a point to do everything the right way. A great example is the rebuilt Fire Station 42 on Thompson Road. It is referred to as the stables for the barn-like feel that fully captures our heritage and style. Like our public safety complex, this reflects our city's aesthetic and strong support for our first responders. With construction costs soaring, we strategically found ways to save money without sacrificing the building's function or feel, and that is something to be proud of. Another example is a recently created district at Mayfield. Working in conjunction with our neighbors and property owners is a new concept that protects our heritage while encouraging and enhancing an entire sector of downtown Crabapple. This exciting district promises new opportunities to live, work, and raise a family, as well as a great opportunity to boost our economic growth. It is our job as city leaders to recognize realities, understand challenges, find opportunities for improvement, and take action. Some of that involves being even more proactive and efficient to improve how we function internally. With our IT director, Ashley Smith, and his team having made huge strides in this regard over the past year. And much of that is more outward looking, seeing where in Milton we can focus to make a positive impact. Look at Milton's commercial hub along Highway 9, Windward Parkway, and in Deerfield. If we're serious about expanding our tax base for the sake of property tax-paying homeowners and businesses, this is where we should focus, especially since that area is just bursting with potential. We all know that the Highway 9 widening and everything that involves is coming our way. We'll do everything we can to support businesses during construction, just like we would support them all across Milton. We'll look at making things easier for new and existing businesses. As a small business owner myself, who has attended dozens of ribbon cuttings in the last few years, I know that what they're doing really matters to them. They want to make it work at Milton, and we will work with small business owners to make that happen. Some of that work involves enhancing the environment around them. The transportation upgrades that I mentioned earlier are big parts of that. So are what's to come from our branding and placemaking initiative, such as seasonal banners and gateway signage. We want those who come here to know and feel like they are in Milton, because when they're in Milton, they are somewhere special. And we need to think about what things will look like 5, 10, and 20 years down the road. How will people work? How will people get around? And how will they live? The better we can answer those questions and act on those answers, the more likely Milton, all of Milton, will thrive. We've had success in Crabapple, creating an emerging downtown with our partners. Like our horse farms and parks and city facilities, Crabapple is uniquely Milton. Our goal is for the Highway 9 and Deerfield area to look and feel more like Milton as well. This is why the Highway 9 Windward Parkway Master Plan, which we're partnering with Alpharetta and True North 400 to create, is so important. It will chart a future for this crucial area to make it the best possible place to live, work, and to raise a family. We'd like to thank our partners at True North 400 and its executive director and great friend to Milton, Senator Brandon Beach. Time and again, they go the extra mile to ensure prosperity of all of our cities. So thank you. You're doing good, buddy. Doing good. And speaking of great economic development partners, we had the pleasure of working closely with the Greater North Fulton Chamber of Commerce, led by President and CEO and my friend, Kelly Boatwright. They have been instrumental in growing businesses and developing talent in North Fulton. And with programs such as Leadership North Fulton, they are preparing tomorrow's leaders to take the reins. We in Milton are not afraid to do hard things. We had long council discussions over challenging issues because that's what we are elected to do. There's no better example than the recent election. Amid intense scrutiny, we ran a fair, efficient, and effective election. It was a difficult undertaking, to say the least, that was spearheaded by our Deputy City Manager, Stacy Inglis, and with the help of Tammy Lowett, and two outstanding of the Milton community, Judy Birds and Lavinia White. We could never have done so well with you. Give them a round of applause as well. We could never have done so well without their help and the dozens of other volunteers and workers who staffed our various committees and the polls. And I personally knew with the right people in place and our team in place that it was going to be a success, and it was. So thank you. All this happens because we are a citizen-centric government. We make a concerted effort to connect with people. We listen, we respond, and we act in ways that serve the good again of all 42,000 residents. Not just a few, not just the loudest, but everyone. That is why Milton recently won a prestigious Voice of the People Award, because we're excellent at creativity and effectively inviting, gathering, and utilizing public opinion. We want to engage and hear, again, from our entire community. You see it in our creative, successful communications efforts under Director Greg Botello. It's quite a task to share all of the important things going on in Milton. And Greg and his team are the reason that we do so well. It's important that our community is informed of new programs, initiatives, and important issues coming before the city council and our committees and boards. For instance, Facebook, along with email, have proven to be particularly effective communication channels. We currently have almost 16,000 followers. I only have 1,000, Greg, so good job, man. On our Facebook page, which has experienced a 60% increase in page visits last year. That means that Milton citizens value the information we provide, and that is only growing. In 2024, we'll expand on these successes with a text-based platform to get the word out in emergencies and non-emergencies. There's more on that to come. Now it's time to shift on some of the probably most important people. Those are the volunteers. Those are the people that make us look good, as well as staff. And staff's the reason why we really look good. But volunteers give up their time and effort to this community. And I tell you, as being a volunteer for a very long time, being away from your family and sacrificing is a big deal. And it's really not just the volunteers, it's the whole family. And that's what makes Milton special. And our community is our strength. We're blessed to have many volunteers who share their time, energy, and expertise for the good of all. We'd be here all night if we named everyone who volunteered for us, like all of our counselors in training at Camp Joyful Souls, everyone who drops great food off at our police and fire stations, and all of our board and committee members. But I won't do that here. I like to single out just a few, though, like Jonathan Ing and his team of Fire Corps, coming out at all hours to give our firefighters critical assistance at fire scenes and beyond. Like Christy Hacker, a retired FBI analyst who last year spent countless hours volunteering in our police department's criminal investigations division. Like Charlie Lancelot at Providence Park, or Bernard Wolf for Lockapani Preserve, and many others who puts their hearts and souls into our parks. And the list most certainly could go on and on. How about a round of applause for all the volunteers who make Milton special? As a city, we owe it to our citizens not to rest on our laurels, but to do what we must to make Milton the best it can be. This year, our city will officially turn 18. This is an excellent time for us to take strong ownership of our future. You'll see that in a new custom Milton Fire Station 45 as it takes shape at the Providence and Birmingham Highway roundabout, a station that will help us drastically improve response times in that area and save lives. You'll see our police officers and firefighters find more innovative ways to serve. And you'll see us make challenging decisions about what makes sense for Milton now and in the future. But what you will not see is our values changing. That's a credit to the strong foundation built by Milton's first mayor, Joe Lockwood, as well as the early council members and community leaders who helped shape our identity as a city. Milton's leaders may not have always agreed on everything, but more often than not, we found civility and common ground. We all want to do what's right for the citizens. We all embrace what makes Milton, Milton. And we all know we're better when we work together. That leads to my appeal for you all tonight. There will be debates, there will be disagreements, and that's healthy in a democracy. But what I seek and what I strive for is that we always keep in mind what we all have in common, and that's the best interest of our city, our families, and our businesses now and into the future. And that we understand that we are stronger when we're part of the same team, Team Milton. What we share is being part of an extraordinary, special community. We share living in a place that's beautiful and unique. We share an appreciation for those who care, who show kindness, and who honestly want to make our city and our world better. And we share a government dedicated to serving you that goes above and beyond to listen to and improve the lives of our citizens at every opportunity. Let's embrace that civic spirit. Let's embrace Milton, and let's move forward together to make our entire community that much better. I am proud to stand before you tonight to say that our city is strong, and it's stronger than ever. And we have the resources, the resolve, and the responsibility to make Milton even stronger. And as mayor, I promise that we will never stop listening and never stop working for you, the citizens of Milton. Thank you for being part of this journey with us. May God bless this city, and may God bless the people of Milton. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. There's still some food and drinks around, so please enjoy, have some fellowship, take pictures. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Stay dry.